Alright, so we're back at the layout, obviously. We're going to put it on the outside track. Outside meaning the inside curve in terms of this curve, but whatever. Anyways, and well, for other reasons, we're having the whole engine facing the wrong way. So I've already got the tender attached because there's the little walkway between the cab and the tender that needs to sit on the tender, and that's a bit more tedious to put on. Okay, this tender is not going to like this 18-inch curve at all, but see how that goes. There we go, she should be on. Wow, that coupling on the tender is tight. Anyways, let's rock her a little bit. Those supposed to come out, but they have. A little bit rocky. There is a nail right there, and because the tender has actually derailed, it's now, that back wheel is now crashing into said nail. So, alright, I think, even though she's kind of out of frame, let's just push her back a little bit, just her out again. That tender is going to be absolutely horrible, no doubt. Because unlike non-swivel bogies, it doesn't even move. The wheels don't actually have to earn much play in them either. So, all right, well, let's give her a move. Let's get her moving. Time for a running in. So I was running it the other way, just cutting in, doing the running in, and now I've had to turn her around because she's derailing on the, the corner. So, well, she's now running fine, so let's continue with the shots in the opposing direction. Yet still going forwards. Oh, what the time? Usually I would, this would be the point when I just stop the engine and turn it around. So I'm going to stop them first and then have a chat why 3820 is currently running without a tender. Well, she's pretty smooth. Anyways, so let's have a chat before we send her off in the other direction. These non-rotating bogies, I understand why they're there. They are there to make the model cheaper. It's a $300 model after all. It is fine if they actually worked. Possibly it does work on a standard 4th radius, 3rd radius curve, but in terms of my curves, it doesn't. So I had to pull it off halfway through that run because it was just derailing every single time it came around the curve. And it's not even in the center of the curve, it was derailing on the section of the curve that was third radius. So it's actually the same spot where some of my diesels derail as well. It's a pretty good testing ground, but it also proves the point that some bogies really just can't handle it. So we're going to try putting him back on again. There we go. Let's reverse her direction. Let's see how far she goes. Going to reverse her a nice slow pace as well, so we can watch this tender bogie. Tender altogether. There it goes. She's now off. This is the fourth radius. This curve should be just on, about third radius, if I recall. It might actually be a little bit tighter now after the contraction because of summer. That curve changes a lot. So yeah. So for the sake of things, I'm gonna have a play around with what I can do. See if I can get it running on the second loop. If I can't, then it will run in reverse without a tender. So got to go and fix that up, and then we'll get some running shots. Alright, I parked it slightly too far, but oh well. In any case, so that's the running in done. As I said, so we had to deal with, it supposedly ran on the second loop better than it did on the front, on the first, the outer loop, which is kind of interesting. So, of course we would prefer running on the outer loop with especially with the passenger carriages, but we may have to run on the inside loop just because that bogey's not going to stay on because of the curvature right there, or else I could have a play around with the actual curvature of the track to see if we can get her to go around it properly. In any case, so we have to firstly get those carriages on the rails, and then yeah, let's get that all set up. Alright, so in the short amount of time since I last talked to the camera, well, I've identified she can't go forward on this loop either, in this direction, because the tender bogie would derail on the curve, but alright, so let's give the outer loop a go. So we're going to go and hook her up to the carriages, which are currently parked in the platform, so we'll run her out by the point and then push back through around the curve, so let's go. Alrighty, time for a debrief, I guess. So, despite the slight little niggly problems with the fact that the tender has no rotating bogies, she's now running pretty well. And she's also pretty powerful. The fact that she can handle the full lot of steam rail carriages, unlike, well, the D3. So, yeah, she's doing really well, and it's really good to see that. So, despite the slight lack of details, a slight lack of well, operational opportunities for without having the bogie on the back, she's actually handling the operation side of running pretty well. So yeah, it's nice that it actually runs. For the point of proof of concept, I'm pretty sure it feels like she might be able to handle a little more. So let's put on one more carriage number 2BE. The oldest of the carriages in my fleet. I acquired this one well before the other steam rail carriages, so it's hooked up. It's not going to be. I'm not going to run them in because run the couplers in because it's just not going to work. There we go. That's the extra carriage. Let's get it going again. Of course, it would help if you rail the carriages correctly. Especially when you have very, very tight curves, it would help to make sure your carriages are on the track quite correctly. So yeah, wow, she can handle it nicely. In any case, while she continues to run a little bit more, I think this is a good time to debrief. So, what do I think of the model? Well, she's nice. For $300, it gives us a good base model to utilize this project. $300 is still a lot for what it's worth, comparing it to other fully plastic models, i.e. basically British models and stuff like that. She is along the higher price spectrum. I think there's something wrong with that cam carriage. In any case, as I say, she really does perform pretty well despite it. Her linkage, as you can tell, is... Well, you tell me what you think about the linkage and the way that it operates. So there you go, that's what the linkage looks like when she's in motion. Painting wise, colour wise, it looks pretty nice. Detail is a little bit lacking again because of well, most of it's all moulded. At least yeah. As I say, my main purpose of it is she'll be a project model. Over time she'll start to look a bit different, but that's some time away as well. So, but in any case, the purposes of these videos is for you to make your own conclusion from what you can see from the video. But that's just what I think about it. I hope you guys have enjoyed well, catching up for another unboxing video. Be sure to stay tuned for more, probably more Victorian stuff. There's not much of a chance for more New South Wales stuff. Yeah, thank you for watching. We'll catch you all next time.